Hello everybody and welcome back to Oakbridge Farm. So we are just going to ted this grass that we cut at the end of the last episode, and then we will move on and give this grass chance to dry out. Fair dues waiting a month is a bit it's a bit extreme, but luckily it's just a game. So if we turn this on, drop down and go onto our steering assist, we can now just leave this to, well, we will have to get it cracked on and get it done. So in this episode we are planning on obviously tedding this, and then we'll move into the next month. When we move into the next month, the oats will be ready, so we need to try designate a field. It's either going to be this one to our left or field, is it field 11? Can't quite remember now. Or field 11. So one of these is going to be oats out of the two. I think we may do 10 as the oats, because if we are baling, it is slightly closer to both farmyards than what 11 is. 11 we will probably do linseed, and then I'm hoping when we rest we can then go and buy field 7, hence why the spreader's up there. Field 7 we would prefer a crop in there of where we don't have to bale or anything like that. So we may go then and lease the planter, which, so with the planter we can go put sorghum in. Yes, it's going to cost a fair bit of money getting the planter, but money I don't think, well, money is no issue at the minute, because when we get to harvest time I'd like to be able to buy another New Holland, or at the very, very worst be able to lease a New Holland combine, and then we should be absolutely flying. And hopefully, which I've had a brief look into auger wagons. Let's just put that on cruise control. If we go auger wagons, there is a few. Where's the mod? I put this one, downloaded this one the other day. It's a 300 horsepower, so we could use that. I hope, yes. We could, I'm not going mammoth like that. No, there's no point in that one. We could go for a crawler track, but this we need huge horsepower, which we do have, which is alright, but 70,000, 80,000 litres, or 88,000. So this one, Plains and Prairies pack, to be fair, that's probably a good one. We may very well, because we haven't used anything on the Plains and Prairies pack, we may look at leasing one of the bigger machines that are available with that pack, and then maybe leasing that auger wagon. So in the interest of saving time, we're going to get the worker to do this, I think. So we can leave them windrowing that whilst we return back to the house, and we will see you in the morning. Well, after that very effective night, we should hopefully now have, if we go to field 7, for, oh, we got more than enough money. So let's buy field 7. Now let's go on to precision farming and purchase soil information. We then want to do the tram lines to 54. So they're 54. What are these ones? They're 54. Field 98. Tram lines 54. Hold on, we're not on that field yet. We'll just click over here. Field 11, 54, so we've done that one. Field 10, tram lines 54, but it's only got the one field. 14, Oh, I didn't look at that. That's a huge bit of silty clay. So that must then swing right into here. Because what does it say about field 6? 60% of it's silty clay. So all this silty clay must go into it and all into there. Because field 9, that's exactly the same. So there must be huge. So what's field 4? That must be very good ground. No? That there isn't really. If you look at these, there's a lot of silty clay on this map. Okay, there, 30 is a good field. 29, so it's these big fields back here which seem to be, by that one, which seem to be one of like the better fields to go for, I would have said. What's 23? So you'll just have to excuse me being nosy here. Okay, 16's not a bad field. So if we were to buy another field, I would say it would be 16, because that is 54% loam, which we are wanting. Yeah, definitely. The only other option, I think, was it 30? But that's... Hold on, so that's nearly 70,000 a hectare. That's 76, that's a lot more... That's a lot more money per hectare. So if we do have the finances, we will try and acquire 30 and or 16 as well. So it should be a fairly mammoth harvest. The Deutzfahr's doing a good job there. Interesting that he started on the headlands first. I would have thought he'd have started on the middle. Oh, that reminds me, just off camera, I did put a few loads of silage into the BGA just to keep that job going. This tractor, I want to, if we go on to here, we're just trying to get all our ducks in a row. So seeders, we're going to go for the Amazon, because all these fields have been ploughed and or cultivated. So let's lease that, please. And we can, do we go put the quad track on it? Oh dear. That's not very good. Right, I've just changed it so it does the middle first, and then we can get to the headland a bit later on. Ooh, there's no collision on walls there. We're going to take the quad track, we're going to go pick the Amazon up, and we can go get started on putting our oats in. So we do have seed, 2 bags of seed here. I don't know how much is in them though. There is a bag of seed over there, and then there should be 2 big bags of fertiliser over there. You can just see them in the distance. So, and then it'll be oats first. Can we do linseed this month? Yes, we can. So we can do the oats and the linseed this episode, and then sorghum next. But for the sorghum, we will need the planter, which I do think we should have a pallet somewhere of liquid fertiliser for that. So yeah, these should... Oh no, they're herbicide, are they? Yeah, they're herbicides, so we can't use them, but there is a pallet, well, an IVC of liquid fertiliser up at the store, which I've only just looked at now and realised it's ours. So we can put that straight in, because we'll go for the big Lemkin, which, although it's a direct seeder, I do believe it's one of the biggest. So why starts filling up with there? If we go planters... Oh, we could go with that, that's 17... 0.8, oh, 18 Plains and Prairie, we may go back to there. 18.2. Well, like I say, we may just go and use that one. So we're starting to use parts of the DLCs. Obviously we bought and paid for them. I've got the year 1 season pass, so we might as well give them a go. And then just here on the right, these should be fertiliser. So there wasn't much in that one at all. So we'll just swap over to oats, which I don't think we've done oats yet. And we will get... Well, actually, change of plan. It always seems to be the case, doesn't it? Let's go linseed. We'll go put the linseed in over here first, because if we do run out of fertiliser... I don't think we'll run out of seed, but if we do run out of fertiliser, at least we're that little bit closer to the store than what we would be if we were doing this field. So using this Amazon, it really shouldn't take us too long to get this field done and then just see how we are fertiliser wise. By the look of that though, it is going down very, very slowly. I'm going to take the seed drill off just here, well, on that bit of a grass margin at bottom, and then we're going to go lease the big rollers. We're going to get them, and I can put the worker on in this field rolling it, whilst I then go and spread lime in field, was it field 7 I think, in our new field up there where the John Deere is already sat waiting for us. So we'll just leave this somewhere out of the way, because you know what will happen if we leave it anywhere sort of too close to the field. I imagine the worker may very well just go and hit it, in inverted commas, by accident. So if we just push this down here, it should give us plenty, well, give the worker, I should say, plenty of room as to not hit it. So let's drop that off, and we may just whiz up our neighbour's field on the outside here, because they've got some big double gates for us to go through. This would have been, well, this is one thing this field would have been very good at, is putting a track through here. You could have just extended this grass margin, and then we could have got to our field 13 just over there. Right, now we're here. Let's go on to rollers. We're going for these big bad boys. 7. Oh, I don't know whether we'll get actually a return from that, because is it only 2.5% for rolling extra yield? Obviously if you add mulching on top, that's 5%, so it soon does add up. But when you're spending £7,000 just to lease some rollers, you just think, where are we going to get that money back? Especially, I think it's the second time we've had to lease these as well. But buying them, we certainly would have lost a lot more money in depreciation than just leasing them as we are. But we'll get this back to that field, and we'll set it off on a worker, and then we'll go find the John Deere. We'll have to remember with these gates, which I'm saying it now, so hopefully I don't forget, we have to close them once we set the worker off. Because as you would have seen with the Amazon drill, we did hit the gate. And the last thing I want is to be leaving a worker just sat here doing anything. So if we hire the worker, let's now hop out. We'll get this closed. We'll get this closed. Now where is the Deutz-Fahr? Very quickly. Right, so the Deutz is done, so that can come back, and at least now we know this field, it just needs baling at some point. I don't think it will be this episode, but you never know, things may very well change. But I'm just going to take this up to the shed and park it up in there. The water buffalo don't half eat some food now. That trough was full in the previous episode, now we can't see anything. So is there, what are we on there, water buffalo? So they must do, in 24 hours, half a trough of food. So that's every other day they need filling up, and I'm not sure how the Holstein are getting on. So once we've put this in, I'll just go back onto our animal menu and we can have a look. Slow and steady, gets it in quite nicely. So we'll just drop that off so then we know that the Deutz is free if we need it. There we go. Are they one back? So they're eating a lot of food. Are they producing any milk yet? Oh, they're producing loads of milk. Right, well, we'll quickly get on and we'll do the buffalo milk and do their milk, because that's money that we're missing out on. So first job, let's get a load of buffalo milk. Yes, please. That's full. We'll go dump this into the dairy now. So buffalo milk in, just to top that up. It's a very, very fast refill, but it's a slow empty. And now if we just nip round this corner here, I don't know what the capacity is of this, but there's 10,000 litres of milk in here. So milk, yes please. We're not going to get it all in this go. It must be 8,000. Yeah, 8,000 litre capacity. So I'll whiz this round now, dump this, and then we'll get our next load. And the second load going in now. So this is the 10,938 litres we're putting into here. So let's just empty that in, and we'll have to go to the production dairy. So what can we do here? So we're doing bottled goat's milk, goat's cheese, milk, so that's just for our queues. So 20 cows milk for, 10 cows milk. Is that right? Or am I going crazy on this? 10 cows milk, 20 bottled, that doesn't sound so bad. But we can also do, we need sugar for chocolate. We can do cheese. So if we have a look at buffalo. So we want to have a look at the butter, the cheese, and the bottled milk. Let's go on to here. So first thing, butter. 3642. Now where is the cheese? 5916. And the milk bottled, was it just down as milk? I've just seen it. Okay, that has confirmed that we are doing cheese is what I think is the best thing to do. So cheese, activate, we're storing, and we do have not as much as what I thought. That spawn point still got plenty of room left in it. Let's go and find, he seems to be okay, still moving, the John Deere. So I believe that we will have to come back and refill, because it is a fairly big field, and I can't see us doing, well, we ran out on the previous field, which was a lot smaller than this, so I do think we'll have to do 1.5 loads, I'm going to say. So what's that, 27,000 litres of lime, I guess. certainly feel a difference in performance going across ploughed fields than cultivated or drilled fields, which is completely, well, it's exactly the same as if sort of real life. But there is another field done. I think I overestimated how much lime we needed, because we still have 5,262 left. But if we do look at buying another field, that could come in handy. So I don't mind holding on to the spreader just for now, just in case. But I have also seen, I'll go park this up in the yard, I have also seen another field that may be of interest. It is planted though, and with it being planted, I don't know whether we should implement a rule of, if we buy a field, we have to at least drill it once, which is the benefit of these fields that we're buying now. We are drilling them, so we're not benefiting from a crop that was in the ground. So if we do, straight into the gate. So if we do look at buying this other field, well, this one that's planted, I do think we should really drill it afterwards, just to be, just to make it sort of slightly fair. But it is field number 9. If we go crop types and go potatoes, it's a big potato field. So that may be worth having a look at to get. The soil type is rubbish, which is alright, because silty clay, I think root crops are the best ones to put into silty clay. So on that side of things, I don't think it's too bad. But let's flick round to, we want to get to this now. We fold this up, we'll leave this at the bottom of the field, we'll jump into our Amazon drill, flick it over to, did I put linseed in here? Yeah, I think I did. We'll flick it over to oats, and we will get oats in on that next field. And then what we may do is we may put the worker on rolling it again. And then in the next episode, it will be going up to that top field to put sorghum in, which I need to have a look at what we'll be able to pull, because it's really, that's been a ploughed field, we're not going over it with a cultivator, the field we've just limed. So really a tracked machine would be a lot better. But then it all depends. If the John Deere can pull this, we'll pull the rolls, then we can send the quad track up there. So we're now set to oats, and I'm just hoping that this doesn't take a lot of fertiliser, otherwise we are going to have to go and refill. And that's going in lovely, nitrogen's changing, which by the looks of that, there's more nitrogen going in for the oats than there was for the linseed. was going to say this is going to be very close, but I think considering we're 0% for solid fertiliser now and 1% for oats, I cannot see us getting back up to the top here. If we do, it will be an absolute miracle. But on this corner there must be a bit of bad ground here because we've just it's using seed up massively. The seed's now catching up hugely with the solid fertiliser. Here we go, 4, 3, 2 and 1. That is so annoying. We've almost done it perfectly. Do we have, if we go to here, do we have any, we've got liquid fertiliser. Do we have any solid? Oh, we've got nothing. and we have no seed. So we're going to have to get 1 bag of solid fertilizer, which we don't need. Oh, actually, hold on. If I go to, let's go down to the bottom. I'm sure I'd put a mod in somewhere. Was it big bags? No. Pallets? I'm sure I'd put something in where you could just buy, or I've definitely looked at it, where you could just have bought pallet tanks. No. I probably don't have it. That's so annoying. Where you could just buy the odd bags, which I obviously do not have, which I thought was brilliant, and that would be perfect for us now, because instead of spending nearly £2,000, we could have just bought 100 litres instead of 1,000, just to make life a bit easier. But we will need to get, I reckon, if we get 3 of these, let's buy them. We don't want to put them in here at all, but we'll take this to the shop and we'll put one. We'll put 1 pallet in. We just need to be mindful that that pallet also needs to go into the planter. We'll put 1 pallet of seed in, we'll put the bag of fertilizer in, and we can just finish this last bit of the field. Need to just make sure that we don't take, I would rather get that bag of fert in first, yes, than the seed. I could put all the seed in and take that down, but it means we're then trying to find where, well, instead of going straight to the other field, which we can go up that road up there, we'd then have to go back to our farmyard to go pick it up. So let me get a bag of seed, please. Brilliant. And we'll get back to the field and just finish off that last row. So we can return this after we're done here. We'll empty the fert and the seed out, obviously. In the next episode, we'll look at baling that. We'll also look at rolling this, and hopefully, as long as everything's okay, we move on to the next month. The lime field you can see in the distance over there, which is our new field, we can look to get that drilled, and that's, well, planted I should say, because that's going to go in with sorghum. So let's just take this up to the top, out of the way. That solid fertiliser we have left in here, that can be used to fertilise the grass, ready for the next time, well, if there's a next time, we have a cut. And the 3,000 and a bit litres of seeds that we should have should do that field there. Well, at least one would hope. It'd be a very bad do if it wasn't. So let's just empty that there. Annoyingly landed straight in the field. Let's go to our least equipment. So the seeder is going back. Do we still have that little? No, we don't. And then we've got the lime spreader, so we can use that to spread that fertiliser onto here. And then, like I say, if we do look at buying another field, which would be interesting. What's in field 13? Nothing, I think. If we just go growth, no, it's just cultivated. So for me, we are either, let's just put potatoes back on, field 9, field 16, or field 30, was it? Yes, so 30, 16, or 9. And I think that would be the end of our sort of expansions and buying things, because a lot of the other fields, I don't really seem worth it with the soil type, and obviously already now, that's going to be a huge job. That's going to be a big job. That's going to be a big job. That's going to be a big job. Obviously, field 3 is now in crop as well. We've also got, we're going to have to get forage harvester into 2. So we've got plenty to do. So at the minute, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fields. But on that note, I do just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye for now.